his eye. I didn't say, what are you looking so sad about, Jack?
I'm surprised. I mean, I'm really insulted. I mean, that's not right what you just said.
What do you mean, what I just said?
I mean, I'm getting drink of water. I'm late getting home, but you talk. I said something about the greatest heavyweight champ, man. I'm a hometown man, and you talking about Joe Louis, man. Joe Louis wouldn't be nothing for me. Joe, I tell you, Joe, do you think you would have stood a chance with me?
Well, Clay, one time during my career, I was on a Bomber of the Month tour.
I would have been a bum compared to you.
What's happening, my people? It's Cass Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. That's right. You know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. Miss Cass, Crush the legend. Salute, Crush. Salute to everyone. And welcome to another episode of Cass Sports, the Boxtorian. Today, boxing's best of 2025. The best of 2025. How's the family today? This was supposed to be the final show of the year yesterday, but I didn't come on. And bear with me today because I've had some Wi-Fi problems and stuff, so bear with me. If I go out, I get right back in. But instead of being the final show of 2025, it'll be the first show of 2026. Happy New Year. January 1st, 2026. Getting on up there. All right. But how's everybody today? Good to see everybody on this side of the new year. Hope everybody had a nice, boarded in nice and safely, and have a prosperous new year. We get this thing boxing. We got a good card coming up on the 31st. We got Shakur and Tio, and on the undercard is Keyshawn and Jermaine Ortiz. So That card is shaping up nice. So that's not a bad start to the year. Now we can get Boots and Virgil in there and Monster and Nakatani, then I'm happy. I don't care what else happens in the year, but I need them two fights. Boots and Virgil, Monster and Nakatani. Yeah. Man, if we can get them on the same card. Wow. But you know Monster and Nakatani are going to be in Japan. Where else? Right? That's probably the biggest fight in the history of Japan. Naoya Inoue and Junto Nakatani. I got Nakatani. But yeah, it just should be a great. That's one of the, I think along with Boots and Virgil, that's the biggest fight in boxing. Nakatani and Monster. But today, what's up, Mike Rim? Salute. Happy New Year to you. Yeah, and by the way, Crush the Legend is with us today, 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. The best morning show in these YouTube streets. One of the best shows, period. Salute Crush the Legend, Mike Rim, okay? All about 2025 today. Like I was saying, Mike, this was supposed to be the final show of 2025, but had some major equipment problems yesterday. So we're going to make it the first show of 2026. Al Booger in the building. What's up, Al Booger? It's all about 2025 today. Okay, we got some of the best fights, some of the best fighters, trainers that had a good year, knockouts, some breakthrough young stars like Abdullah Mason and Moses Itama, them guys. We got a little thing on the young stars. Happy New Year to everybody. All right. And let's get into our fight of the day. Speaking of Abdullah Mason, let's get into the fight of the day. Start this thing off. All about 2025 today. This was supposed to be the final show of 2025, but hey, it's the first show of 2026. Ain't no thing. Let's get into the fight of the day. All about 2025. So the fight of the day today is Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes, November 22nd, 2025. The youngest champ in boxing. Okay, that's what Abdullah became after that fight. At least on the men's side, youngest champ in boxing. But he's still not the youngest lightweight because remember, Devin got the elevated to the WBC champion at age 20. So Abdullah is currently the youngest in men's boxing, but he's not the youngest in lightweight history. Remember when over that Monday, it's still Devin Haney at 20. When they gave Lomachenko the franchise belt, they elevated Devin to the regular WBC champion, or whatever they call it, the super WBC champion. But yeah, so he was 20 years old. But today's fight of the day is Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes, November 22nd, 2025. The youngest champ in boxing last month. Well, no, not last month now, the month before last, because it's January 1st. Not last month, month before last, right? Okay, let's get into the fight of the day. Yep, not last. It would have been last month yesterday if I did this show yesterday. But it's not last month anymore, right? Mason versus Noakes. Good fight. I always thought Mason could have made it a little easier than he did because, wow. He wanted to stand in there and rumble, and he still won it. So, hey, he got the main objective, getting your hand raised in the end, right? So, whatever way he did it, he did it. It was the main objective right there. Oh, that's not even Abdullah Mason. Yes. There it is. Yeah, and he walked out of there with that WBO belt. Abdullah. And man, he could potentially have some tough fights lined up at 135. You got Tank. Keyshawn is gone now. Shakur said he coming back. Then you got Kid Austin still there, Merritt Tyler, Eddie Cruz. Ooh. Well, let's get into our fight of the day. It's Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. And this fight took place on November 22nd, 2025, the month before last, right? The youngest champion in boxing. So Abdullah Mason outpoints Sam Noakes for the WBO lightweight title. Now, Abdullah Mason became boxing's current youngest men's world champion when the 21-year-old unanimously outpointed Sam Noakes in a brutal encounter to win the vacant WBO world lightweight title in Saudi Arabia in November. Month before last. Month before last. So Mason, 20-0 with 17 knockouts, right? From Cleveland, Ohio. He was taking past 6 rounds for the first time in his career in this fight, right? To win by scores of 117-111, 115-114, and 115-113 twice. 115-113 twice over his English opponent for the vacant WBO belt. All right, it was vacant coming in. Who had that? Was it Loma? I can't remember. Keyshawn, somebody had it. But it was vacant. They were going to see who would replace the former champion. Okay? So the WBO belt was vacant coming in. So Noakes, 17-1 with 15 knockouts from Maidstone in Kent, England, gave Mason some difficult moments in an entertaining fight that the younger fighter deservedly won. Yeah, it was a tough fight, but Mason pulled it out. The judges got it right. Noakes, age 28, started aggressively by unloading hooks in the first round, but round 2 belonged to Mason as the southpaw established his jab. In round 3, Mason dazed Noakes with quick combinations and a left uppercut. Okay, so round 2 and 3 belonged to Mason. It was a tough fight, very tough. So Noakes was also left with a nasty cut above his left eye caused by a clash of heads in round 3. But he had a better 4th round. And he caught Mason with a good counter right hand in that 4th round. Yeah, Noakes had some good moments in this fight. Now, Noakes landed his best punch of the fight, which was a right hand in round 5, while Mason continued to get through with left uppercuts. Yeah, that uppercut was on. Yeah, there's a nice one right there. I think that was in round 5. That was there for him all night, that uppercut. The left, yeah. So you got a nice one in there. But it suited Noakes that Mason chose to brawl with him in rounds 4 and 5. But the American got back to his jab in the 6th round to regain control of the fight. Now Noakes responded with a big round 7, and it hurt Mason with a body shot before landing some hooks later on in the round. Yeah, Noakes had a great round 7. Mm-hmm. Yes, he did. He hurt Mason too with that body shot. Remember that one? Yes, he did. Got Abdullah's attention. Mike Mazik. Happy New Year, Mike Mazik, in the building. Salute. Mm-hmm. All my big supporters starting out the first day of the new year with me. Appreciate y'all. Mike Mazik, Al Booger, Mike Rem, Crush the Legend, and Miss Cass. Appreciate y'all 1,000,000%. Okay, now fight of the day is Abdullah Mason and Sam Noakes. Yeah, so Sam hurt Abdullah with that body shot in the 6th round, right? And landed some hooks later in the round. Now Mason, who was recently ranked number 6 in ESPN's top 25 under 25. They always do that in boxing in November, that 25 best fighters in boxing under 25. Mason was number 6 this year. He pressed Noakes in round 8, and he targeted the body in round 10. And later in the 10th round, Noakes was left in real trouble and was wobbled from a left hand before both boxers landed big shots amid a slugfest in round 11. Yeah, this fight was like a great fight. Now they went toe-to-toe in the 12th and final round of a brilliant fight that launches Mason toward, this is what I was talking about, some potentially big fights versus Shakur Stevenson. Shakur said he coming back. Keyshawn Davis, he'll be, because Abdullah going to end up at 142. Against Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Gervonta Davis, and Floyd Schofield. Yeah, now he got that WBA. Some big potential fight. Andy Cruz, Murray Tyler. Yeah. But the fight of the day, Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. There's your winner, Abdullah Mason. All right. Okay. So today is going to be boxing's best of 2025. We're supposed to do this on the final day of the year, but we can do it on the first day of the year. Right? Same thing. I just had time to fine tune it yesterday and get it really good. Excuse me for one moment, please. Memento. Told y'all I speak 5 languages. Memento. All right, here we go. Boxing's best in 2025. Of 2025. We're going to look at some fighters. We're going to look at like a pound for pound for the end of 2025 for the men and women, and then some trainers. They had a good year. Some fights, some of the good, can't get all of them, but some of the good fights of the year, some knockouts, and then some breakthrough stars, some young stars coming up, like Abdullah, Moses Atama, who else? Zayas. Got a couple of young women stars. Yeah, Xander Zayas. Yeah, people like that. We're going to take a look at them today. Highlight them kind of like. And tomorrow is the first Friday of the month. So we're going to do Jamel, do an active boxing. Now I know it's Jamel active or what? We don't know, but yeah, they said he's in training. So we're going to take a look at Jamel's life and career tomorrow. Okay, but let's take a look at boxing's best of 2025. A little summary of the year before we get into the different categories. A little summary. Okay. How was everybody's New Year's Eve? Was it all right? I'd normally be asleep, but when the new year came in, I was sitting right here in front of this computer working on the show for today. Yep, 12 midnight last night, I was sitting right here in the spot. Yep. Okay, now 2025 in boxing featured major events across various weight classes, showcasing established superstars, champions and contenders, making their case for elite status, and emerging young fighters rapidly climbing the ladder. We had all this in 2025. And the year also delivered massive knockouts, drama, and significant women's boxing milestones. All this was capped last year by Terrence Crawford's huge win over Canelo Alvarez, in September. Yes, that was the highlight of the year. Now, some highlights from the year. And there they are right there, Crawford and Canelo. Some highlights from the year. Now, rising young star Brian Norman's chilling knockouts and Jai Opetaya's destruction of David Nyika were major talking points during the year. Yeah, Norman, the way he was getting them up out of there. And that Nyika shouldn't even have been there with Opetaya, man. That was, wow. Woo. So they took that young man's head off his shoulders. The Boxing Menu Podcast Plus, salute. Another great channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to it. But salute Boxing Menu Podcast. We're going to go over some things from 2025. And Brian Norman's, the way he was getting them up out of there, and Jai Opetaya's destruction of David Nyika, those were some talking points during the year. Yep. We're just doing a little summary right now of it. And then, Naoya Inoue added a nice finishing touch to 2025, solidifying his status by outclassing David Picasso over the weekend. And Inoue also, at the same time, added some early intrigue going into 2026 by setting the stage for a massive Japanese super fight with Junto Nakatani. Moses Atama and Abdullah Mason led a new wave of young fighters while Jerron Boots Ennis delivered a couple of his body-snatching performances. Now, some major fights included Isaac Cruz versus Lamont Roach, Caleb Plant versus Armando Resendez, and Sebastian Fundora versus Cordell Booker. Okay? Now, women's boxing continued to flourish in 2025 as Michaela Mayer defended her WBO welterweight title. Lauren Price unified some other welterweight titles, and Tara Brown claimed the featherweight crown. Plus, we got Taylor Serrano 3 in 2025. So yeah, the women showed out too in 2025. Yep. And Terrence Crawford continued to lead pound for pound rankings, while Dimitri Bivol had a significant win over Artur Beterbiev, 2 pound for pound superstars of the sport. And some other key events. In January, again, Jai Apatai's dominance began early in the year and set a high bar for the year, fighting 3 times in 2025. Apataya did, yeah, for 3 times. In March was a busy month for women's champions, with Michaela Mayer, Lauren Price, and Tara Brown all in action during the month. And then at the mid-year, Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn continued the rivalry that their famous fathers started and delivered an entertaining fight between them, yeah. And as a matter of fact, they had 2 of them, okay? And late in the year, David Benavidez retained his title and status as one of the elite superstars of the sport with a stoppage win over Anthony Yarde. And overall, 2025 was marked by incredible fights, talented fighters, including rising young stars and significant fan support, solidifying boxing's vibrant landscape. Yep. So let's look at these 10 men first. 10 pound for pound men's list for the end of the year, for the end of 2025. Okay. No, Bud is first. That's not Bud. That's Abdullah Mason and Sam Nooks. Right? That's Bud and Earl. Yeah, Bud is first, so number 1. Now Bud is retired, but he fought most of the year, and as far as 2025, you would have to have him at the top of a pound for pound list for the year. Now 2026, he said he's out of there, so we'll see. A lot of people think he's coming back. Say Bud just retired temporarily. I don't know. There's not too much more he can do. His place in the Hall of Fame is already established. One of the greats of the sport. And he can't do anything else to change or enhance his status right now going out. I can't think of anything else Bud can do in boxing. He can fight 9 more times and go after Floyd's record. I don't think he worried about that. Yeah, Bud is almost 49. That's a lot of fights for a 40-year-old 9 more times. Now Bud not worried about stuff like that though. But we're gonna look at the men first, and then the women, then the trainers that had good years. Some trainers just had one fighter, but the fighter won a title, or the fighter had a good year, so that goes over to the trainer having a good year, right? Bear with me for one moment, please. And then we're going to get into the men. Yeah, Crawford takes the top spot. But where does Canelo land now? After he suffered that lost his belts, where does he land at now? Is he still top 10 pound for pound? What y'all think? Canelo's still top 10 pound for pound? We're going to see what I think in a minute. Okay, almost ready. Yep, I am ready. Okay, let's get into it. The men's pound for pound list for the end of 2025, going into 2026. Oh, damn it. Okay. Okay, let's get into it. How's everybody today? January 1st. Happy New Year. Okay. Oh, y'all, bear with me today. I don't even. I was just talking. Okay, but yeah, we on Bud. Yeah, Bud is number one. Okay, let's go to number two. Yeah, I told y'all, bear with me today because that's why I didn't come on yesterday. This Wi-Fi, but I'm gonna have it straight by tomorrow. But I'm like the bank; I can't be closed 2 days straight. Of course, Usyk is number two. Okay, Alexander Usyk. There he is. Alexander Usyk. We're doing a pound for pound for the end of the year. pound for pound for the end of the year. Alexander Usyk, number 2. Look, everybody left. But then number 2, Alexander Usyk. Currently, Usyk is currently 24-0 with 15 knockouts. Okay. Number 2 on the pound for pound list currently. Now, Usyk is beginning to make his claim as the best heavyweight of this century. One of the best anyway, okay? His definitive finish at Dubois, making him the undisputed champion once again. Now, there would be no controversy in this rematch, as Usyk wiped Dubois out in the 5th round and took little damage in doing so, right? Now, Joseph Parker was likely to be his next opponent, but then he got beat by Wardley, so everybody said it might be Wardley, okay? But with 2 wins over Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, and Dubois, 2 wins over either of those guys, there isn't really much left for Usyk to do. Okay, let's try it again. One more time. And I'm going to say, the hell with it. Where were we at anyway? One more outage and that's it. We just pick it up tomorrow. No, yeah, anyway. Number 3 pound for pound. Well, I'll get ready to say that's it. Oh boy. It is anyway. Right there. Yeah. I'll head this straight tomorrow. That's why I didn't come on yesterday. I probably should have just waited. But anyway, it's number 3. Okay. Appreciate everybody sticking with me. Okay, anyway, it's currently 31-0 with 27 knockouts. Just fought 32-0. 32-0. because he just fought this weekend, remember? Wasn't that this weekend? Yeah. So it's not that Inoue did anything wrong to drop one spot to number 2, because he was number 1, right? He was exceptional in his last few fights. It's just that it's really difficult to hold Crawford back after what he did to Canelo, because some people had put Inoue and Usyk both in front of Crawford. But after Crawford did to Canelo, you got to put him number 1, because that's the textbook definition of pound for pound, right? What he did. But anyway, it's still number 3, right? And he continues to showcase his excellence inside the squared circle, right? Just had a nice win this weekend over Picasso. Didn't get him out of there, but he got the win. And that's the objective. Get your hands raised at the end of the fight. Number 4 is Dimitri Bivol. In the year pound for pound list, Dimitri Bivol, currently 24 wins, 1 loss, 12 knockouts, 50% knockout ratio. Now, Bivol avenged his only defeat when he defeated Beterbiev in February 22nd in an excellent performance. I thought he won the first fight. Now, he avoids David Benavidez right now. He will likely engage in a rubber match with Beterbiev in his next fight. That's what I was saying. I thought they would have had it by now. Now, should he emerge victorious in the rubber match, a highly anticipated showdown with Benavidez should be on the menu for 2026. I can't see where else he go after if he beats Beterbiev again. Where else? Okay. But number 5, to round out the top 5 for the end of the year pound for pound list, is Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Jesse Bam Rodriguez. We're not going to get everything in because of all these interruptions, but we're going to get what we can get in. Bam is currently 23-0 with 16 knockouts. I think Bam fought 3 times this year too. And Bam is just 25, right? He somehow managed to be underrated despite his pound for pound status. He collected yet another world title by thumping WBC champion Cafu for a 10th round finish. And when we talk about the smaller weight classes, we often mention Inoue's name, but maybe we should be talking a lot more about Bam, right? And he beat, no, Bam is 20, I think he's 20 something. He's 24 and because he had won a fight in November. He had a fight with Martinez in November. Okay. And yeah, Bam name should be on their ballot for Fighter of the Year. Mm-hmm. Had 3-0 this year. Yeah. Pound for pound star. Mm-hmm. So we go to 6, the second half of the top 10 in the year pound for pound list. 6 is Artur Beterbiev. Yeah. Yeah, that loss to Bivol wouldn't put him out of the top 10. No way. He's still top 10 pound for pounder. Beterbiev. Oh, shoot. Beterbiev. I did something that I ain't going to say nothing because it'll go out on me again. But okay, Beterbiev is number 6. We're looking at the top 10 men in the year pound for pound. Then we're going to do the women. He's currently 21-1 with 20 knockouts. Only one to go the distance and the only one to defeat him was Bivol, right? Okay, Beterbiev. Now, Beterbiev suffered the only loss of his pro career in a rematch with Bivol in February, right? But he still made a great account of himself against fellow pound for pound star Bivol. Unfortunately, the rubber match would have to wait as Bivol elected to have back surgery, which would sideline him, right? Until next year. Well, this year now, right? The back surgery sidelined until this year. And Beterbiev, he had a fight scheduled, but I don't think he had it. He was supposed to fight on that card, 22nd card with Benavidez and Yard and all them. But he's still number 6 Okay, number 7 in the year pound for pound list is Slick Shakur Stevenson. Number 7, Slick Shakur Stevenson. Currently 24 wins, no losses, 11 by way of knockout. Okay, and his next fight is scheduled. It's going to be January 31st, Teofimo Lopez. Okay. Now, Shakur finally got the kind of opponent fans were asking for. And once again, he came out on top, adding a little more aggression to his flawless tactical style. Shakur dominated Zepeda on July 12th in New York in an exciting performance. As exceptional as Shakur has been, the biggest complaint he faces is that he almost makes it look too easy and coasts to decision victories, right? He was supposed to have his hands full with a high-volume puncher like Zepeda, but Shakur was able to handle everything Zepeda threw his way. Shakur used the jab to the body, uppercuts, and effective combinations to slow Zepeda down, right? And put any complaints about lack of offense to rest. But there were still those people that, had something to complain about. You can't never be able to please everybody. But Slick Shakur Stevenson is number 7. Number 7. 8 on the end of the year pound for pound list is the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. And he's currently 31-0, right? Yeah, 31-0. His next fight is scheduled too. Going to be Gilberto Ramirez, May 2nd, for Ramirez's cruiserweight title. Yep, Mexican monster, going for his 3rd division. Now, for whatever reason, nobody wants to fight Benavidez. He did everything he needed to at 168, but was unable to land a fight with Canelo. Now he finds himself in a similar position at light heavyweight, as Bivol vacated the WBC title so he could face Beterbiev in a rubber match instead of facing Benavidez. They agree with that. You have the rubber match. Benavidez ain't going nowhere. Beterbiev gave him the rematch. That fact, that has trilogy written all over it, Bivol and Beterbiev. Yeah, Benavidez can wait. I want to see Benavidez and Bivol, but I'd rather see the trilogy with Beterbiev first. Okay? So, yeah. Bivol vacated the WBC, and he's going to face Beterbiev for the trilogy. With wins over Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andrade, and David Morrell on his resume, it's only a matter of time until Benavidez, who is nicknamed the Mexican Monster, gets to test himself against the biggest names in the sport. Right? Yeah, he just beat Anthony Yarde in his last fight. Number 9, the end of the year pound for pound list is Junto Nakatani. Nakatani is 31-0 with 24 knockouts. His next fight, he just fought this weekend. So yeah, he fought the night monster for Sebastian Hernandez. Junto. Now he's known as Japan's other pound for pound fighter, right? He unified the bantamweight titles on June 8th against IBF title holder Nishida Big Bang. Right? And he's exciting to watch and has won all 5 of his bantamweight fights by knockout since making the move from junior bantamweight last February, right, of 2024. An eventual blockbuster showdown with countryman Monster Inoue appears to be on the horizon in what would be the biggest fight in the history of Japan. That's what I thought. Yeah, them two. And yeah, where does Canelo lands at? Remember the question I had to start the list. Canelo lands at number 10. He lands at number 10 on the end of the year pound for pound list. Who would I put there? Boots? No. Boots don't have it. It's not his fault, but he don't have the big names yet. Now he gets Virgil and beats Virgil, then Boots goes in my pound for pound list. That Virgil fight would put him in there, and vice versa. Whoever wins between Boots and Virgil will be on my pound for pound list after that fight. Okay, probably take Canelo's place, but for the time being, Canelo is still on it. 63 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, 39 knockouts for Canelo. Okay, don't have a fight scheduled. Now the Mexican superstar had no answers for Crawford and graciously handed over his undisputed super middleweight titles in front of more than 70,000 people at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, home of the Raiders football stadium, right? Now Canelo, for a decade, Canelo has been a pound for pound fighter for a decade, right? But was thoroughly outclassed by Crawford. Now he's only 35, okay, but he has a lot of mileage on his body because he's been fighting since he was 15. Already he's 35, but he already got 20 years in the ring wars, right? Okay. Are we witnessing the twilight years of one of the greatest Mexican boxers of all time? All eyes will be on where Canelo goes from here. There you have it. It's the top 10 men. Now let's go to the women. The women's. Okay, top 10. Pound for pound for the end of 2025. All right, and you know, number 1 is the GOAT. The GOAT. There she is. That's not her. Wait a minute. Now, Canelo, get the hell off of there. There's the GOAT. And Savannah Marshall from a few years back, remember? Okay, we're going to talk about the top 10 women now. And the GOAT is number 1. Then we're going to talk about trainer snakes that had some pretty good years. Okay. No Freddie Roach, no Abel Sanchez. They don't really have any really big name fighters anymore that I know about. Manny gone, so I don't know. And that performance Manny gave against Barrios, nah. But the GOAT, okay. Number 1 on the women's pound for pound side. Now, Clarissa Maria Shields, also known as the GOAT, greatest woman of all time, right? She's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and she's a former unified super middleweight champion, and currently holds the WBA, IBF, and WBC world female heavyweight titles. And she also had the WBA, IBF, and WBC world female middleweight titles, and the WBA and IBF world female super welterweight titles. In December 2025, she was inducted into the Michigan Hall of Fame, and she was the first fighter, male or female, to be undisputed, 3-time undisputed in the 4-belt era. The GOAT was. Okay, number 2 for the women in the year pound for pound is Katie Taylor. Okay. Yeah, Katie beat Amanda 3 times. Yeah, they fought in July. We got a Taylor Serrano 3 this year. But KT is number 2. Some people have the number 1 in front of the GOAT. Okay. Katie Taylor. Now, she's an Irish pro boxer, right? She won a gold medal in the Olympics. She's held multiple world titles across weight classes. She's been 2 weight class undisputed, one of the 5. From 2019 to 2024, she was the undefeated and undisputed lineal lightweight champion. And since 2023, she has held the unified and lineal world super lightweight championship. She is 5'5" and fights in an orthodox stance. And before becoming a boxer, she played soccer, what they call a footballer over there in England, but we call it soccer over here. But I guess football would be the right word because all you can do is your foot on except for the goalie. Yeah, so that's really football. Okay, number 3, of course, is Amanda Serrano, the end of year women's pound for pound list. The real deal. Amanda, the real deal Serrano is number 3 on the list. Okay, this is the end of year women's pound for pound. Hit the like, subscribe, all that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna get 1,000 in 2026 because I got 997. Got to get I got to get 3 this year, I guess. I don't know. But Amanda Serrano, think I can get 3 subscribers in 12 months? But Amanda's a Puerto Rican pro fighter. She's number 3 for the end of the year women's pound for pound list. Called The Real Deal. Okay. She's also a mixed martial artist too. And she's a wrestler. She fights out of Brooklyn, New York. And she's known for her knockout power and ability to move between weight divisions. And she's won world titles in 7 different divisions, right? A feat recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records as of 2023, right? I mean, that's the record for women, and it's recognized by the Guinness Book of World Records. As of 2023, she had the WBA, IBO, and WBO featherweight titles. Amanda Serrano, okay? Now, how come that didn't change on me? Let me see something. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to touch nothing because we've been on for a minute now before going out. I don't have to fix that after today, but we got to get through today. Okay, so the first 3 is a given in whatever order when you talk about women's pound for pound: Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano. But number 4, Chantel Cameron. Okay, there's Chantel. Somebody done bloodied Chantel. Yeah, Chantel is number 4 on the end of year women's pound for pound list. Chantel Cameron. Yep. Okay, let's talk about Chantel briefly. I ain't trying to bore y'all to death. We're going to talk about Jamel tomorrow. Jamel Charlo. First Friday Active Boxing. Now, Chantel is another British boxer, and she's a former undisputed junior welterweight champion. She has said she believes in equality and the right to fight the same number of rounds and minutes that the men do, have equal opportunities like the men, and receive equal respect as the men, right? In October 2025, a few months back, she vacated her WBC light junior welterweight title in protest of the different rules for men's and women's boxing. Same thing Amanda Serrano did, right? And she has credited Jake Paul with saving women's boxing and her career. Yeah, Jake is the catalyst behind the women doing that, you know. Jake's telling them, you know, WBC is the one holding back them from getting 12 rounds and 3 minutes. So vacate their belt. Because the fights they've had for 12 rounds and 3 minutes, especially Amanda's, all the other ones have sanctioned her except for the WBC. Mm-hmm. So Chantel did the same thing Amanda did. She vacated her WBC belt. Number 5 is the youngster, Gabriela Fundora. Bad girl there, Gabriela Fundora. Mm-hmm. Number 5 on the end of year pound for pound list for the women. Sister of the Towering Inferno, Sebastian Fundora. I always forget his name, but I remembered it. I got it written down right there by hers. Sebastian Fundora is her big brother. And, you know, one of her trainers. He used to be in her corner when she fighting. Now, Gabriela, her nickname Sweet Poison. Gabriela Sweet Poison Fundora. She's an American pro boxer and the undisputed flyweight champion. She's the youngest undisputed champion in history, right? In November 2024, she unified the World Boxing Association, World Boxing Council, International Boxing Federation, and the World Boxing Organization titles, as well as the Ring Magazine title, right? She did this last year, and she's still undisputed down there at flyweight, right? In 2024, ESPN named her the Women's Fighter of the Year. Gabriela, that's her on the left. Yeah, you can tell. You look like Sebastian. Okay. She rounds out the top 5 for the women. Okay. Number 6 is Michaela Mayer. End of year women's pound for pound. Michaela. That's Michaela on the right. Punching somebody in the face. That's their job, right? She's just doing her job, punching somebody in the face. Looked like that hurt too. Wow. That was a good one there. Michaela Mayer. Okay, let's talk about her, Michaela, briefly. I promise I ain't gonna bore y'all. Michaela Jocelyn Mayer, right? She's a boxer and a television analyst. She's from Los Angeles, California. And since September 2024, Michaela has held the WBO welterweight title. And since October 2025, she has been the unified world female super welterweight champion, holding the WBA, WBC, and WBO titles. If she had the IBF, she would have been undisputed. Now, Mayer is the first person in her family to box. She moved to Marquette, Michigan to join the USOEC program, where she met her coach, Al Mitchell. All I know, United States Something Program, the USOEC. You might know what that is? The USOEC. I know it's the United States Something, I guess. But she met her coach there. What's up, Technique? Just doing a little beginning of the year. Now, this was supposed to be the end of the final show of 2025, but it's the first show of 2026. I didn't come on yesterday. Yes, Indeed Boxing is in the building too. What's up, Yes, Indeed Boxing? It's Charlotte. Little end of the year show, beginning of the year show now. But yeah, we did the men, now we're doing the women end of year pound for pound list. We are at number where are we? 6 or something like that. But that's Michaela Mayer on the right. She's next. And Technique, salute Technique. Oh, we just did Michaela. She pre-belt unified at, I believe it's junior welterweight. Right? No, junior middleweight. She's 3-belt unified. She don't have an IBF. She would be undisputed. Okay. So Michaela was number 6. Okay, number 7 is Alicia Baumgartner, women's end of year pound for pound list. Alicia Baumgartner is number 7. We're gonna talk about some of the top trainers from 2025 next. Beginning of year show, right? Beginning of year show. That wasn't on yesterday. My Wi-Fi is acting real crazy. Okay, here we go. Alicia is 7, right? Keep losing track of where I'm at. Yeah, Alicia Baumgartner is number 7, end of year women's pound for pound list. Okay, talk about Alicia briefly. Here's Alicia, smiling. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Come on, Alicia. I used to like you. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Alicia is she's American. And she held the WBC and IBO female super featherweight titles from 2021 to 2025. And she had the WBO, the IBF, and the ring female super featherweight titles since 2022. Those are her current titles. Okay. I didn't get the records. I'm gonna go back and get the records at the end when I do a rerun. I mean, look at them again. Do a summary of them. Okay, number 8, Lauren Price, women's end of year pound for pound list. There's Lauren on the is that Lauren Price? No, I went backwards. There's Lauren Price right there. Yeah, I was gonna say, it looked like Michaela Mayer. It was. That's Lauren Price right there. Yeah, I went backwards to Michaela Mayer. See, Alicia, and then Lauren Price. There we go. Okay, let's talk about Lauren briefly. Okay, Shara says at welterweight she has to fight Lauren Price for undisputed. Okay, Shara, thank you. And Michaela has to beat O'Shea Jones to get undisputed at 54. Yeah, at 54, right? Because she got 3 of them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But see, that's why Michaela is number that's Michaela at Great Women's Boxing, number 7, right? 6. Yeah, Michaela's 6 in front of Alicia. But Lauren Price, is where we're at now. Another good women's boxing. She's in the end of year top 10. Okay. The women's boxing is about the best and most popular that it's ever been currently at this time. It's just getting better and better, you know, as we go along. Now, Lauren Louise Price, she's a Welsh pro boxer, an Olympic champion. And currently she has she's unified WBA, WBC, IBF, and the IBO and ring female welterweight titles. She's 31 years old and she's from Wales. She has a distinguished amateur career, very decorated amateur boxer. She had a middleweight gold medal at the 2020 Olympics, the COVID Olympics. I think it was actually 2021, right? They didn't have it on 2020 because of COVID. But she got a gold medal, middleweight. And she had a gold medal at the 2019 World Championships. And before boxing, she played soccer. And she was also a kickboxer. Lauren Price, very talented young lady, 31 years old. Lauren Price. Okay, we're winding out the top 10. Number 9 is Yokasta Valet. There's Yokasta Valet. She comes in at number 9. Women's end of year pound for pound listing. Okay. Yokasta, thank you for all that information, Sharp. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, Yokasta Valet is our next boxer on the women's end of year pound for pound list. She's number 9, right? And she's a Costa Rican born Nicaraguan pro boxer. And she's a 5-time world champion in the amateurs, right? And she has held the WBC, pro level, 5-time world champion, okay? She has held the WBC female strawweight title since November last year, 2020. Well, year before last now, 2024, okay? And she's also had the IBF and WBO strawweight and the junior flyweight titles. And she's a national sports ambassador in Costa Rica, where she currently resides. She's celebrated for her achievements and for embodying hard work, consistency, and humility. And she's also a model and brand ambassador for Vaseline and other products. Yeah, a model too. Yeah, Yokasta Valet. Rounding out the women's end of year top 10 is Ellie Scotney. Ellie Scotney. That's Ellie on the right. She's fighting. That's what's the name? Shanika Johnson, ain't it? Yeah, I believe on the left she's fighting. Yeah. Yeah, that's Shanika. Ain't it Shava? It's Shanika Johnson, I believe. Yeah. But that's Ellie Scotney is number 10 on the right. Okay. Let's talk Ellie, then I'm gonna give you their record because I forgot. All these women's records. Then we're gonna get you the trainers. Because I gave you the men's records. Right? Nobody to sue me. So you didn't get a women's records, Cass. Yeah, but all jokes aside, some great women's boxers, man. Women boxing is at the best and most popular that it's ever been, man. I'll tell you, man, like 10 years ago, I couldn't even name 10 women boxers. I could name like 30 or 40 right off the top of my head now, right? So yeah, women's boxing has came a long way. And the pioneers, Ali's, the coal miner's daughter, the preacher's daughter, Jackie Frazier Lyons, all of them. Right, the pioneers. Now, Ellie Scotney is a pro boxer she's from London, another British fighter. And she's currently in the super bantamweight division. She's held the IBF title since June 2023, currently the IBF super bantamweight champion, right? And she has an amateur background and competed in the 2018 World Championships. In May of last year, 2025, an injury sustained during training postponed her undisputed world title fight against WBA champion Mayel Flores. In October 2025, Scotney withdrew from the rescheduled fight due to injury, so they still haven't had it. Her and Flores supposedly went for undisputed in May, and then I think Scotney got injured, right? Yeah, injury, and then they had rescheduled it for October, and Scotty withdrew. They didn't get no reason for her withdrawal from the fight. Okay, let's review the women's end of year pound for pound top 10 list. Okay, right now, number 1 is Clarissa Shields, currently 17-0 with 3 knockouts. Number 2 is Katie Taylor, 25-1 with 6 knockouts. Number 3 is the real deal, Amanda Serrano. She's 47-4, 1 knockout, 31 knockouts, 65.9% knockout ratio. That is excellent. 65.9 knockout ratio for women's boxing. That is excellent. Number 4 is Chantel Cameron. Chantel is currently 21 wins, 1 loss, 8 knockouts. 5, Sweet Poison, Gabriela Fedora, 22 wins. 17 wins, no losses, 9 knockouts. Number 6, Michaela Mayer. Michaela is currently 22 wins, 2 losses, 5 knockouts. Number 7, Alicia Baumgardner. 17 wins, 1 loss, 7 knockouts. 8, Lauren Price. And Lauren is 9 wins, no losses, 2 knockouts. Number 9, Yokasta Valle. Yokasta is 34 wins, 3 losses, 10 knockouts. Veteran fighter, Yokasta. Very decorated amateur, too. Number 10, Ellie Scotney. That's Ellie fighting Shanika Johnson. Ellie on the right. Ellie is 11 wins, no losses, no knockouts. And there you have it, the women's end of year pound for pound ranking. Okay, now we're going to go to the trainers that had good years, or the fighters, the trainers that had good years, right? Yeah, that's neat. I thought so, Shara, yeah. You think Yokasta should have made it, Shara? Yoka made it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I thought that was neat. Okay, the trainers. Now, we're going to talk about trainers, okay, that had good years. First, I think this should be the trainer of the year this year, just for that one fight. Plus, he had Keyshawn won his title. Wasn't that this year? Keyshawn not with Bomac no more, though, right? But he was with him to start the year before all that nonsense and stuff happened. But yeah, Bomac is first. Brian Bomac McIntyre, okay, is the first trainer. This is not like for no best or worst or not. This just listen to some of the trainers that had good years. Okay, Bomac is first. Yeah, we had to 3 because we had all that difficulty in the beginning. I'm not going to get everything in, but it's okay. But Brian Bomac McIntyre is a world-renowned boxing trainer, famous for his longtime partnership with undisputed champion Terrence Bud Crawford, only man undisputed in the 4-belt era. But this is about Bomac. But he's mainly known for his association with Terrence Bud Crawford, known for their deep boxing bond. Well, deep bond from childhood in Omaha, Nebraska, right? He guided Crawford from his amateur days to global stardom, while also training other champions such as Jamel Herring and Keyshawn Davis, and building a legacy of fighter development through his B&B Sports Academy. Okay, out there in Omaha, Bomac. Okay. The next trainer is, remember Peyton Manning used to say that? Omaha, when he was calling signals. Okay. Next is Robert Garcia. Omaha. Robert Garcia. Another good trainer. Still training. He got Rayo and does he have Bam? I know he got Virgil Ortiz, Murray Tyler. Does he have Bam? I'm not sure. Robert Garcia has Bam. I don't know. Good question. But I know he got Rayo and Murray Tyler and Virgil. Yep. So yeah. I wouldn't be mad if he get it again. He's the reigning trainer of the year right now. And Robert Garcia is a highly regarded and sought after boxing trainer who currently runs the Robert Garcia Boxing Academy. Got a couple different locations too, right? And he was named the Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year for 2024. He's the reigning winner of the award. And he has guided numerous fighters to world championships. Here's some notable fighters that he's trained. Garcia has worked with a long list of world-class talent throughout his career, which began in 2001 after his retirement as a pro fighter, championship fighter too. Some of his notable fighters include, answered my question, Jesse Bam Rodriguez, currently a 2-weight world champion. Virgil Ortiz Jr., currently WBC interim, right? 154. He used to train his younger brother, Mikey Garcia. Mikey was 3 belt. Or was Mikey 4 belt? We might have missed Mikey when we did the 4 belt the other day. I'm going to check on. I think Mikey is 3 belt. Lightweight. Because he went for welterweight with Earl, but he didn't get it. Yeah, I think. But I'll check it out. I don't think he trained Nonito anymore. And Nonito is definitely 4 belt. And he used to train Marcos Madonna, remember? A former WBA welterweight and junior welterweight champion. Yep, he had Marcos. And he assisted in training Andre Ward in some fights. Yep, the California connection. Antonio Margarito, Brandon Rios, and he trained Anthony Joshua in the rematch, assisted in the rematch against Alexander Usyk. Okay, Robert Garcia. The next trainer is Yuri Lutsenko. That's Usyk's trainer. Yuri Lutsenko, something like that. There's his name. Y'all know me and name. I got Yuri right. Yeah, that's Usyk's trainer though, right? That Usyk from way back in the day. He's also Ukrainian. But Yuri, let's talk about Yuri real quick. Usyk's trainer. Okay, so Yuri, come on. Bear with me for a moment, please. Sorry. Might be way on Instagram. Now, Yuri is most prominently referred to the elite Ukrainian boxing coach of Alexander Usyk, right? And he's also a former politician. He's widely recognized as the head coach of Alexander Usyk, the undisputed heavyweight king. Now, Yuri was named Trainer of the Year by the World Boxing Council for last year. Wow. For his role in Usyk's historic success. But the Ring Magazine is the big one, right? He's a master of sports and honored coach of Ukraine. He has been part of the Ukrainian national team's coaching staff since the 2012 London Olympics, right? Now, some of his notable students is, of course, Usyk. The other guy, Berinchyk. Did I say his name right? Berinchyk? Wow. Dennis. And Evgeny Barabanov, right? And Nikolai Busenko. Now, he had a brief professional boxing career himself, but he only had 2 fights. Yuri, and that's brief. Okay. All right. The next trainer is we're gonna go to Bozy Ennis. Bozy Ennis is next. Here's Bozy, his most famous, successful people. But Bozy trained 2 of his other sons too, though. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He had 2 other sons that were boxers. He also trained them. Bruce just went the furthest so far, though. You know. Let's talk about Bozy. Derek Bozy Ennis. That's his real name, Derek. Derek Bozy Ennis Sr. is one of his sons, is Derek too. Highly prominent American boxing trainer based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Recognized as one of the sport's top coaches and a leading candidate for Trainer of the Year as of late 2025. He is best known for training his son, Jerome Boots Ennis, the unbeaten multi-division world champion. The unbeaten world champion. He hadn't been multi-division yet. Okay. I got a little ahead of myself there. But he was what? 2 belt at welterweight. Now, Ennis operates out of his gym, Bosie's Dungeon, in Philadelphia. His transition into coaching follows his own pro boxing career, okay, and a background in street fighting. Wow. He is noted for his exceptional physical condition. Wow. Out. Oh, man. I mean, where I went out at. Okay, but that was Bosie. Let's go to the next trainer. I was talking about Bozy. I don't even know where I went out at. Okay, so after Bozy, maybe we can get this in. I'll hit it straight tomorrow, I promise. Let's get this in. Okay, so after Bozy is the Benavidez, Jose Benavidez Sr. Jose Benavidez, appreciate everybody that stuck with me through this nonsense today. That's why I didn't come on yesterday, because this Wi-Fi been. I'll have it straight tomorrow, though, I promise. Jose Benavidez Sr. is the next trainer. We're just talking about some trainers that had good years. And of course, you know, his son, David, he had, I don't think, somebody told me that the other guy that was real good friends with him, not with him, Diego Pacheco, not with him anymore. Okay, the Benavidez's. Okay, it wasn't nothing bad, just a parting of the ways, that's all. They had Diego undefeated and everything, so I don't know. Why you would leave that? You haven't lost yet or nothing, so. But hey, stuff happens. You know? So Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi is connected. Okay, yeah, I had to get the chat hooked up. Okay, now we're ready. We're going to Jose Benavidez Jr. now. Father of the Mexican Monster. There's him in the Mexican Monster and Jose. I mean, this is Jose Sr. There's him, the Mexican Monster, and Jose Jr. Right there. Right? Yeah, I was just talking on Bozy. I didn't even know I was off the air. I don't even know how far I got into Bozy before. Wow. But Jose Benavidez Sr. Let's go with him. Okay. Now, he's a respected boxing trainer, father, and cornerman, famously known for coaching both of his sons, multiple division world champion David and former WBA interim welterweight champion Jose Jr., along with other fighters. And Jose Sr. is known for his deep involvement in his sons' careers, strategic advice, and strong presence in the boxing world, often sharing opinions on big fights and fighters like Canelo Alvarez. Jose. Now, he guides both of his sons, David and Jose Jr. I don't know if Jose is Jr. is still fighting. He's a constant presence in the corner for major fights, providing real-time guidance. Okay? And let's see some other fighters. Well, I know he's got overall, he's a dedicated figure in boxing, known for his coaching, family dedication, and outspoken insights with a strong online presence on Instagram. Yeah, I know he had Diego Pacheco, but yeah, Diego is not with him anymore. I forgot who told me that, but yeah. Okay. So the next trainer is Joel Diaz. Yeah, Joel is a isn't Joel the one Rolly went to? Joel Diaz. He's I don't think he's I know he helps in Bival's corner, but I don't think he's the head trainer. I know he was in there during the Canelo fight. They say he was in there specifically for that fight to help Bivol with that Mexican style that, you know, he was going up against in Canelo. Yeah, but Joel Diaz, veteran boxing trainer. Joel. Isn't he the one Rolly went to? I think. Now the chat went up. Man, this has been a rough day. Live chat. Come on, chat. Okay. Bear with me for another second, please. Yeah, Joel Diaz is next, though. Like I said, veteran trainer. Had a whole bunch of big names that he trained or worked with. He do a lot of working with, not like that is that. Well, he is a main trainer for some fighters too, but he a lot of helping other trainers out with their fighters too, like Bivol in the Canelo situation. Mm-hmm. Okay. There we go. Live chat. It came up and it came out. There we go. Okay, we're back. Diego went back to an old trainer. The lady Rena, who's fighting Amanda, fights under Jose. Okay, Jose has her too, Rena. Okay, appreciate you, Charlotte. Physical condition, yeah. Oh, the last thing was, wow, that was way back there. Ooh. Yeah, they missed his other two sons and everything. And real quick, Bozy got Boots. He's got Cool Boy, Andy Cruz, Jack Catterall, and the lady that Charlotte mentioned, O'Shea Jones. Mm-hmm. He always also works with her. Yeah, that was Bozy. But yeah, Joe Diaz is a renowned Mexican-American pro boxing trainer and a former pro boxer himself. Joel is widely respected in the boxing world and has trained numerous world champions. Trained them or either been or been like an assistant trainer for a lot of them. Joel had a pro boxing career with a record of 17 wins, 3 losses, and 1 draw. His career as a fighter was cut short due to a detached retina. Wow. Which led him to transition into training his brothers and later other pro fighters. Now, some notable fighters Joel trained. He has worked with several high-profile fighters, including Tim Bradley, right? Abner Maris, Ruslan Provodnikov, Julio Diaz, that's his brother. Trained a couple of Antonio Diaz, couple of his brothers, yeah. Israel Madrimov, he still trains Madrimov. That's one of his big ones now, yeah. Israel Madrimov. Mm-hmm. Community involvement. Now, along with his brother, Antonio, Joe founded the Diaz Brothers Boxing Foundation, a gym in Indio, California, that provides a vital outlet for underprivileged children in the community. Teaching them discipline and respect, okay? A documentary titled Joe Diaz, A Hard Knock Life, has been made about his life and work. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. I hadn't seen that. Joe Diaz, A Hard Knock Life. A documentary about Joe. That must not have been out that long. I never heard of that. Wow. Okay. Just going through some trainers. They had pretty good years. Yeah, but he went back to an old trainer. Okay. Yeah, I thought, Rolly went to Solace. Yeah. Him and Joel kind of remind me of each other a little bit, Shawa. Yeah, he went to Solace. Okay. Yeah, I like when Shawa in this. She's full of information. Appreciate you, Shawa. Okay. After Joel, we have Shingo Inoue. Both of his sons, former champions. The Monster's still a champion, and oh man, I forgot the other one's name. He was a champion too. Takuma, yeah, on the left. Monster in the middle. Shingo, their father, their trainer. Mm-hmm. He had both. Shingo ended up with one of when Monster vacated at 118. Takuma. Shingo is the father. Takuma ended up with one of those belts, but he's since lost it. I think he had the WBA. He's since lost it, but he had it. Right? Can't take that from him. He had it. Can't never take that from him. He had it. Now, Shingo Inoue is a highly regarded boxing trainer. Okay, wait for a minute, please. Let's get ready to happen. Okay, Shingo, father of the Monster and Takuma. Calling Shingo. There he is. Okay. Shingo Inoue is a highly regarded boxing trainer and the father of two pro boxers, Naoya Inoue and Takuma Inoue. Shingo serves as their primary and lifelong coach from day one. He's been coaching both of his sons, having trained them from a young age in Yokohama, Japan. Okay? Now, Shingo built his sons' careers from the ground up, day one, moving them from small gyms to the world stage. Both ended up as champions, right? He is noted for his ability to train two different fighters with distinct styles. Naoya, a power puncher, also a very technical, skilled boxer. Takuma is a pure boxer. And he trained both of them in the world champions, okay? Now, he was named the World Boxing Association Trainer of the Year for both 2023 and 2024 in recognition of his significant achievements. I thought he should have got the big one that year because Monster was already the champion in the year Takuma got his. But they bypassed Shingo. And they didn't give it to him. Then they probably ain't gonna never give it to him. Because a lot of times you be so good like Monster, the coach don't get credit because they be like, well, he's supposed to be champion. They'd be like, anybody could have trained him to be champion. So his father don't get credit that he deserves. Kind of underrated. But the year when Takuma got his and they both were champions, I thought he should have got it that year. I think it was 2023 or 4. It might have been 2023. I know Takuma lost it in 24. But anyway, his training philosophy. He emphasizes discipline, precision, concentration, and a strong work ethic, focusing on fundamental skills before strength. Shingo Inoue, okay? Got a couple more trainers. We were just going to get some fights and some knockouts. And I think I'm going to go to the thing on the young boxers next because that's pretty good. Then if time come back to the fights and stuff. Okay, Wally Moses. These are trainers that had good years. Wally Moses had a good one. There he is with his grandson. I think that's his daughter in the middle, Shakira's mother, and some other family members over there. One of them is Shakira's mother. I don't know which one. I know his grandfather. One is his sister, one is his mother, right? That's his mother between him and his grandfather, right? Sister on the left. Okay, but Wally Moses, he had a decent year. You know, sometimes, like I was saying about the Monster, the fighter is so good, the trainer don't get no credit. It's like almost like, well, he's supposed to be a champion, but he still got a trainer in there training, you know. And he had Shakira from day one, brought him all the way up as a fighter. And I put in Shakira. I'm trying to find Wally Moses, not Shakira. Trainer, grandfather and trainer. Okay, come on, Wally. 340, unbelievable, man. Because I kept going out, messed the time up. Yep. Okay. What's up, Ray Patterson? Straight out of New Jersey. And we on New Jersey. Wally Moses, trainer of Shakira Stevens. Well, what's up, RP? Happy New Year to you. Good to see you today, bro. Ray Patterson from up there with Shakira and Wally Moses. Okay, let's talk about Wally because we're getting short on time. Wally Moses. We just talked about some trainers, okay? They had pretty decent years. Where's Shakira up here? I'm trying to get his grandfather and I put Wally Moses and Shakira comes up. Damn. I told you Wally is underrated. Put in Wally Moses and Shakira comes up. Come on, man. Give Wally some credit. There's Wally. Wally Moses is a highly respected boxing trainer and the maternal grandfather of 3-division world champion Shakira Stevenson. Now, based in Newark, New Jersey, he's the founder of the Stevenson and Moses Boxing for Life nonprofit, which uses boxing to mentor youth and improve the local community. Okay. Now, he's a mentoring coach. Moses introduced his grandson Shakira to boxing at age 5 and has been his primary trainer throughout his career, amateur and pro. Now, He's known for teaching a safety-first defensive style that emphasizes technical skill, ring IQ, and discipline, which has become Shakur's trademark. He was a key member of the coaching staff for the United States Olympic team, helping Shakur secure a silver medal at 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics. In recognition of his decades of service to the sport, Moses was inducted into the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame. All right, Wally Moses. Okay, a couple more trainers. We want to talk about some of these young boxers too. That's making an impact. That's coming up fast, like Itama, Abdullah, Xandor Zayas. Okay, we got Freddie Fundora, two more. Freddie Fundora, the father of Sebastian and Gabriella. There's Freddie in the suit. There's Sebastian, who's 7 feet tall. And there's Gabriella, 6'9". 6'7" and something. I don't know. Gabriella like 6. 5'11" or something like that. I don't know. I don't know who the other guy is, but there they go. The Fundora family. Talk about Freddie briefly. We got one more trainer. See, this thing kept going out and messed the whole show up. I had fights, knockouts, all that stuff, man. But we're not going to get him in. Okay, Freddie Fundora. Now, Freddie Fundora is a prominent Cuban-American boxing trainer, best known for coaching his children to world championship titles, including Sebastian the Towering Inferno Fundora and Gabriella Sweet Poison Fundora. Now, Freddie's coaching philosophy is he was a former amateur boxer himself. He immigrated from Cuba at age 5. He transitioned into coaching to provide a better life for his 6 children, often cited as the architect of their unique fighting styles. Okay, he began training his children in their family home in Florida, eventually moving to the Coachella Valley in California to establish a dedicated training environment. Now, he has compared his vision for his children to that of Richard Williams, focusing on vigorous discipline and unusual success that led to having 2 concurrent world champions in one family, okay? And finally, the last trainer is going to be Valiant Mason. That's Valiant in the white hat, man. No. Valiant standing next to Al Booger. Abdullah. Al Booger is in here. But Abdullah, I think that's his brother over there, right, with the white thing on his head. But that's Valiant standing next to his son. That's when he had just got that WBO. They admiring that WBO he won against Sam Noakes, remember? But Valiant Mason is the final trainer. And he had a good year. How many times Abdullah fight? Like 3. And ended up with a world title. He's the youngest in men's boxing to be champion. Not the youngest lightweight, though. That's Devin Haney, was 20 when they elevated him to lightweight WBC when Mauricio gave Loma the franchise belt, remember? So Devin is the youngest. Valiant Mason. He's the father and trainer of the highly touted Mason boxing family from Cleveland, Ohio, known for guiding his sons, especially undefeated world champion Abdullah Mason, through their successful professional careers, right? Emphasizing discipline, family, and hard work at their Little Giants gym in Euclid, Ohio. He's recognized as a crucial hands-on mentor, developing the Mason brothers into a respected force in boxing. Now, key aspects of his role: family-focused training. Okay, Valiant trains all his sons, Abdullah, Amir, Adel, Abdul, and Ibrahim, instilling strong foundations in boxing and life skills. He's praised for his ability to teach his sons to be humble, quick learners, and adaptable fighters, focusing on technique and mental toughness. And the Little Giants gym is the family's train home base. Sometimes in a basement bat cave is where Valiant cultivates their skills. Okay, so now let's I had some fighters, some young fighters that didn't come up, and it's gonna be the last thing. You're not gonna get the fights and the knockouts in, but I can tell you what they were. The knockouts were yeah, they're written down. If I can find. Okay, it was Jai Apataya over David Nyika. Remember that one? Johnny Fisher, Dave Allen, Moses Atama, Dillian White, Ben Whitaker, Benjamin Gavazzi, and Brian Norman when he knocked out Jen Sasaki. And the fights were Chris Eubank, Conor Ben. These were some of the top fights of the year. Kenshiro Taraji, Tego Yuri Aki, Dimitri Bivol, Artur Beterbiev, Christian Mbili, and Lester Martinez. Who will forget that slug? That was crazy. Naoya Inoue and Ramon Cardenas and Callum Smith, Joshua Buatsi, Alexander Usyk, Daniel Dubois II, Fabio Wardley, Justice Hooney, Javante Davis, and Lamont Roach, and Pitbull Cruz, and Angel Fierro. Yeah, those were the fights and knockouts we were going to look at, but we don't have time. But this we get this as much as we can of this last thing. Some of these young breakthrough fighters this year. Okay. Appreciate everybody that stuck with me through this, whatever you want to call it today. It was crazy, but it will be right tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first Friday of the month where we Friday we usually profile fighters, but the first Friday every month is an active fighter. And it's going to be Jermell Charlo. He had been active for a while, but he's not officially retired either. So, yeah, we're going to look at his life and career and look at what's been going on with him over the last couple of those years. You know, they say he's in training. He's been in training for a long time. That's the longest training camp in history that he's in. But didn't say training camp, but just training for a fight. But I was trying to make a joke. But let's get this in. We got Atama, Abdullah Mason. We got some young fighters, a couple young women fighters, female fighters. If we don't get them in, I'm going to at least mention all of them. Okay. Yeah. Got to recognize these youngsters. And they coming up fast, too. Mm-hmm. Tom ain't ready for no Usyk, though. Don't do that to that youngster. You know, he's not ready for that. Mm-mm. No. I don't even think he's ready for somebody like Carvalho yet, man. No, don't do that to him. Not yet. Be patient. Okay, here we go. Yeah. And this is where we start out with Otama. There's Otama. Right there. This is just about some of these young guys coming up. This was supposed to be the end. This is going to be the end. But Otama, I'm just going to mention him because we don't have time. I can't even get the damn thing to come up. It's been quite a day. But Moses Otama, okay, young boxers coming through. Man, I tell you. Here we go. Yeah, Moses Otama, Abdullah Mason, lead the next gen takeover, okay? Now, Otama is 20 years old. Mason is 21. They dominated Uncrowned's voting to be named Joint Breakthrough Boxers of the Year for 2025, combining for a flawless 6-0 record between them this year, okay? And 5 of those 6 wins came by knockout. The only one that was the knockout was Abdullah's last one. All of Moses' was. So we had Moses Otama, okay? I'm just going to name the 6 young guys or women. Okay. Abdullah, of course. There's Abdullah and that's Sam, right? Abdullah and Sam. Abdullah is 21 years old, slick southpaw, already a full-fledged world champion in a division stacked with elite talent. Yeah, he got some potential big fights where he at. And then we have, after Abdullah, just some of the young stars. Xander Zayas, champion at 154, right? Mm-hmm. Before Abdullah Mason eclipsed the mark, it was Xander Zayas who wore the crown as the youngest male world champion of the year, courtesy of a polished July victory over Jorge Garcia Perez. Okay, then after Xander, just some young boxers that's coming through. Elif Nur Turhan. I know I didn't say the name right, but that's Elif standing up there. Somebody getting off the deck. Mm-hmm. At the turn of 2025, you'd have struggled to find many within the sport who could offer much insight on Elif Nur Turhan, a fact that only serves to underline her status as one of the year's genuine breakout names, okay? Now, she's 30 from Turkey, but she fought 3 times across 2025, with her year peaking in Monte Carlo in early December when she dethroned the highly regarded Beatrice Ferrara. Yeah, she beat Beatrice to claim the IBF lightweight world title. Mm-hmm. Yep. And she sent Beatrice, that might be Beatrice right there, because she sent her down twice. Okay. Took her title from her. All right. And let's see. Finally, we have the final one is oh, I have one more, I think. Oh yeah, Mitsuki Haruta. Mitsuki Haruta. There's Mitsuki right there with the pink hair. Mitsuki Haruta. Now, after running 6-0 in her native Japan, Mitsuki Haruta, she's 10-0 now with 2 knockouts. She made the leap to Pacific to fight in the United States in 2025, soon becoming one of the jewels in the crown of Tom Laughlin's 360 Promotions. Yeah, there's Mitsuki Haruta. Yeah, just 5 young boxers that's came on strong in 2025. Moses Atom, Abdullah Mason, what's the guy name right there? Xander Zayas. I had really forgot. And Xander, and we had 2 young females. Well, she's 30, but she's a champion. She came on strong in 2025. Was unknown when the year started. Elif Nur Turhan, and then the last one. She became a champion, got her first title this year. I just said her name. She's 29. Mitsuki Haruta. Okay, Mitsuki Haruta. Yeah, those were some breakthrough stars this year. Honorable mentions for breakthrough stars: Floyd Schofield, Hamza Shiraz. Okay, not exactly young fighters, but some breakthrough stars for the year. Yep. Turhan beat the brakes off Beatrice. Yeah, sent her down 2 times, didn't she, Shara? Yeah, sure did. Thomas Hill, what's up, T Hill? This was supposed to be the last show of 2025, but I missed yesterday, so it was the first show of 2026. Tomorrow is the first Friday of the month. We're going to take a look at an active boxer, the life and career of Jermell Charlo tomorrow. Okay? I appreciate everybody stuck with me through all the outages and all that stuff. I didn't get the fights and the knockouts in because it kept going out on me, but I'm going to get out now before I go again. But I appreciate everybody that came through. Happy New Year. And we're going to have another one tomorrow. We're going to take a look at Jermell Charlo, life and career. See what he's been doing these last couple of years. He's been having better in the ring, Life and career of Jermell Charlo. All right. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., oh, wait a minute. Thomas, the legendary Thomas Hill. RP, Ray Patterson. Technique. Yes, indeed, boxing. Appreciate you, Shara. all the great information you dropped on us today. The Boxing Menu Podcast, plus Mike Mazik, Al Booger, Mike Rim, Crush the Legend, and Miss Cass. So if it's Monday through Friday at 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all that boxing history. This is Cass Sports, the Box Story. Appreciate y'all 1,000,000%. Happy New Year.